Hey there, comic book fans. Back from the comic shop again this week. Was there yesterday, so it's time for an early morning comic book haul. 5 comics this week, which led to me to buying some new bags too. Because I save buying new bags for the weeks where I don't have that many comics. So got a new pack of 100 bags. I still have an old pack of 100 bags up there, so this backs those up, so I don't have to buy them for a while. Let's start with the top of the printer comics. We got a little Marvel 2-in-1 and Tom Strong. Let's see, Marvel 2-in-1, issue 57, 1979. That's a George Perez cover. Who's inking him? Is there an inker on that? Perez and Milgrom. Al Milgrom inking George Perez. Wondar. I think this is a Project Pegasus story. I always liked this Project Pegasus story from 2-in-1. I haven't read it since 1980 or so, but then we got Tom Strong, issue number 31. Jerry Ordway cover. I always like these Tom Strong issues too. A pirate Tom Strong. So there we go. A little Marvel 2-in-1, little Tom Strong for you. And besides the 5 comics, looks like we have a new Image catalog coming out, a freebie. Image Scene, free monthly catalog. Bug Wars on the back. So you open it up and it gives you all the stuff you can order for, I guess, January in Image. He's got some of their back catalog in it too, because it says, retailers, check out our backlist offerings throughout and top picks in every genre. Don't miss the new Witchblade trade paperback. So I'll look through that, see what's coming out in January for Image. Edison issue number 1. That means every new comic in here is a first appearance. All right, then what do we got here? We've got Rifters number 6. It's our time travel comic, where these two are goofy time cops trying to clear up all these problems with time travel, because they made time travel public at one point and people just messed things up. Well, so it looks like we got a little blue and orange action going on here with the coloring. Wonder what that is. Turn to blue the next page. So we transitioned from orange into blue. Let's see, this is by Brian Poshan and Joe Troman are the writers. Chris Johnson is the artist. Mark Englert is the colorist. And Joe Sabino is the letterer. There's our credits if you want to see them. This one's been okay. I've enjoyed it, but it hasn't been the best book on my list. But that's all right. And now, this one feels extra thick. $6. Precious Metal. This is issue 6 of 6. This wraps up our storyline. This is a prequel to their series Little Bird, 35 years before the events of Little Bird, Book 1. Now I keep meaning to go back and read Little Bird too, but I haven't yet. But that'll be on the. And this is Darcy Van Polgeest is the writer. Ian Bertram is the artist. Matt Hollingsworth is the colorist. Hassan Atsmain El How is the letterer. And logo and book design by Ben Didier. So really, I really enjoy the art in this. The story is kind of how to describe the story? It's like this mystic future. I guess it'd be more fantasy story, because there's all sorts of weird stuff going on where these factions are fighting. I'm not even sure exactly how this ties into Little Bird. I'd have to read Little Bird again, but there's like these different factions in society that are vying for control, and other people who don't want to be controlled, and people who modify their bodies, but then they get outlawed by the people in control. So all that sort of stuff's going on. Meanwhile, one guy is trying to save a little kid. Then we've got Huge Detective number 3. This one is another strange one, in that it takes place in the world where sometime, I don't know, 10 years ago, giants all of a sudden awoke from the earth. So, like, a whole bunch of giants just exist now in our world. And eventually there was like fights between the giants and the humans. And eventually it was all settled, and the giants all live in Australia now, living their own life. But there's some murder mystery going on that they needed one of the giants to help solve, so hence Huge Detective. That's how big the giants are. And there's a regular old human being detective that he's working with. So it's such a weird concept. It's like a murder mystery with giants. Okay. But it's pretty well done. Oh, who does that one? Titan Books. Writer Adam Rose, artist Magenta King, colorist Magenta King in Mimone, letterer D.C. Hopkins. It's definitely an odd one. It's Huge Detective. Patton Oswalt says it's fantastic noir, homicide, and giants. A weird mashup that absolutely works. Then we've got it's the last issue of Precious Metal and the last issue of Helen of Windhorn. This one's the story of I guess you could call it the story of Robert E. Howard's daughter. Even though I don't even know if he had one. But it takes place in it's all flashback of some. It's like a flashback in a flashback. But it's the story of this governess who moves to Texas in the 30s to look after a 16-year-old girl who's set up to kind of be like Robert E. Howard's daughter. And her father's already died. And she goes on these adventures with her grandfather into this weird realm that's like a fantasy sword and sorcery realm. So it's her governess telling her story. And this all took place in the story. And she's telling the story to someone who's writing a book about it, like in the 90s. And now we've got the current day. So that author who wrote the book died, and somebody bought his notes. And they're telling the story through those notes too. So it's like weird in that. I mean, it's during the telling of the story part, it's straightforward, but it's like these framing sequences that are a little. What's going on in these framing sequences? But it's been fun. Who is this? Tom King. Bilquis Evely, Matheus Lopez, and Clayton Cowles. Those are our creative team. Like I said, I really enjoy the art on this one. It's just got some terrific fantasy artwork. Good stuff. I'll have to find some stuff to fill up my poll list now. So many things are ending. And here's one of them that might. I don't know. I picked up the first issue of Heatseeker Combustion. They had a bunch of covers. The big booby one was one I liked the best. And like I said, I was just looking for something. And this is part of the Gun Honey universe or something. I've read it's from Hard Case Crimes. I've read a Gun Honey or two. They were okay. They had some. I think I bought one that had an Adam Hughes cover. The writer is Charles Ardai, Ardai. Penciler is Ace Continuado. Colorist is Ashfur Rahman. Inker is Juan Castro. Letterer David Leach. I don't know if I got any of those names right. But it's only a $4 book. I picked it up and I liked the artwork. And there's also some nudity in it. So I went, oh, this must be a grown-up book if there's nudity in it. So there. A little bit of nudity in the book for who knows what reason. But I was like, that made me go, oh, must be a book for grown-ups. I'll pick that up. Oh, here's a bunch of praise for something on the back. So, yeah, like I said, we'll give this one a read, see how it is. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of my artwork. What do I got back here? We've got Dreams of Things 253 we're up to. Ooh, a screaming guy. I think he's screaming because he's got spotted skin. He caught some scarlet fever or something. Something that makes his skin spotted. Well, we got 3 faces on here. Oh, we almost have a face up top, but we just have her body. Now, is she part of her shirt? Part of her outfit? Or is that her room? This one's got a weird space. The space to me reminds me of an art museum of sort of statues stacked together rather than individual people, because they're all kind of linked. Like that would be one statue right there on this side. And this is another statue here, but this statue's got 1, 2, 3 people in it. Strange. We got extra eye over here looking at us too. I think this one is extra weird. And that's saying something in my Dreams of Things collection. But I like extra weird. So there you go. Some art, some comics. You guys have a good week out there.